You didn't purchase a Ferrari, and you didn't blow $10,000 on a single shopping spree. It is 3 days before payday, and your bank account reads 0. Most people believe they have an income problem, but the real issue runs much deeper than income. You are not going broke from one catastrophic and identifiable mistake you made deliberately. You are being bled dry by invisible, tiny, automated yeses you never consciously agreed to say. It is the $3 delivery fee on a tired and inconvenient Wednesday afternoon. It is the $12 subscription for the app collecting dust on your screen for months. It is the premium coffee upgrade and the late-night one-click purchase sitting quietly in your history. It is the social pressure to match a lifestyle you simply cannot currently afford to live. Every time you choose convenience over discipline, you are trading your future freedom for a temporary hit. That hit lasts exactly 3 minutes before vanishing without leaving anything useful or lasting behind. This is why most people abandon their financial goals before month 1 even concludes. They tell themselves it is only $10 and that it won't make them wealthy anyway. But that $10 is the seed of your actual and achievable financial independence. Abandoning your budget because you overspent yesterday is like slashing 3 tires because one went flat. You don't need a massive windfall to repair your financial situation at its core. You need to locate the invisible leaks and seal every single one before they compound further. Because the person who cannot manage $3,000 monthly will never responsibly handle $30,000. Your goals are not out of reach. They are buried beneath a pile of small habits that stopped serving you a long time ago. 5 habits will dismantle this cycle completely and permanently, starting with the most immediate problem you face. Welcome back to this channel, and subscribe before you leave, because today you are going to discover something genuinely urgent about your own financial life. You are going to learn how lifestyle inflation silently destroys your financial future before you even see it approaching. Understanding this deeply personal pattern will show you that overspending is a behavioral cycle, not simply a math failure. It was trained into you gradually through years of small and unexamined decisions made on complete autopilot. Stay until the very end, because you are going to learn how to audit every invisible leak draining your account right now. By the time this video ends, you will have a complete system to permanently break the cycle, resetting your bank account to 0 before every payday arrives. Right now, the enemy is not the size of your paycheck or your current job title. The enemy lives inside the precise moment your finger hovers above the checkout button on your screen. Your brain floods with a warm and convincing certainty that you need this specific item right now. That chemical surge fires before the transaction has even confirmed itself anywhere. Willpower is a depleting resource that exhausts itself long before your Tuesday workday ends completely. You don't fight impulse spending with willpower alone, because willpower is already consistently losing this battle. You need a system that inserts time between the impulse firing and the action following it. Habit 1, the 24-hour cooling off rule. For every non-essential purchase you encounter, you execute one deceptively powerful and simple action. You place the item in your digital cart or leave it sitting on the physical shelf. Then you walk away from it for exactly 24 hours without returning or touching it. You don't delete the cart, and you don't force yourself into any decision right now. You simply let the clock run its full 24-hour duration without interference from your impulses. What happens inside that window is where the real and profound psychological shift occurs. The dopamine surge that felt like ironclad certainty begins to thin itself out within 60 minutes. By the following morning, when you return to that abandoned cart, everything looks and feels completely different. The urgent necessity that screamed at you loudly the night before has fully and quietly evaporated. That jacket that felt essential at 9 in the evening now sits in the cart like a stranger belonging to someone else's life. You realize something critical that changes the way you understand your own spending behavior. You were never actually buying the item sitting in the cart at all. You were buying the feeling that the physical act of purchasing creates inside your body. The 24-hour rule inserts a gap between the stimulus and your behavioral response to it. Inside that gap, your rational brain finally earns a legitimate vote in the decision process. You begin to notice a clear and repeating pattern forming across the first 2 weeks of this practice. Most items left in the cooling off period never get purchased, revisited, or even thought about again. The desire that felt like a critical physical requirement was simply a trained and automatic reflex firing on command. That discovery alone is worth more than any individual purchase you successfully managed to avoid making. The cooling off rule begins to slow the bleeding in a measurable and meaningful way. But here is exactly where the trap resets itself, without any visible or obvious warning to you. Your devices are not neutral tools sitting passively and harmlessly in your hands or pocket. They are engineered specifically to remove every possible barrier between your impulse and your money. Saved card details mean 0 seconds of friction before a purchase fully completes itself. One-click checkout processes a transaction before your rational brain has even loaded the actual decision. Flash sale notifications arrive precisely during your most tired and emotionally vulnerable hours of the day. The cooling off rule only functions properly when you physically reach the cart phase of a decision. But technology is engineered to skip that phase entirely and pull the transaction through before you consciously decide. You need to go significantly deeper than patience or delayed gratification alone can take you. You need to restructure the actual environment where every spending decision happens. Habit 2. Building digital friction. You open every shopping application and every food delivery service you use on a regular basis. You navigate to the payment settings and delete every saved card and stored billing detail inside. Every autofill shortcut comes out of every browser you use for any online purchasing activity. The next time an impulse fires, your finger reaches for the familiar one-click button and finds nothing. Now you must physically stand up, locate your wallet, extract the card, and manually type 16 digits. That 30-second process sounds trivial in description, but it functions as a critical and reliable psychological speed bump. Your brain runs a rapid internal cost-benefit analysis during those 30 seconds of required manual effort. Most impulse purchases quietly fail that unconscious analysis before you even finish entering the card number. You extend this deliberate restructuring by addressing what enters your attention in the first place each day. You open your email and unsubscribe from every promotional list announcing flash sales and manufactured urgency. If you never see the sale, you cannot feel the artificial urgency that the sale was specifically designed to create. You stop consuming content that showcases aspirational lifestyles operating above your current income level. Every aspirational image you absorb plants a seed of comparative desire directly inside your spending behavior. Cutting the feed with consistency cuts the seed before it takes root inside your financial decision-making patterns. The digital friction you have built and the cooling off habit you have developed now form a solid defensive structure. The impulse attacks slow down noticeably, and you begin to feel the financial pressure ease around you. But a structural flaw still sits at the very center of your finances, completely unmoved and untouched. It has nothing to do with what you are choosing to buy on any given afternoon. It has everything to do with when you attempt to set money aside from what you earn. Right now, you are operating on a system that quietly and consistently defeats millions of people who rely on it. You earn money, cover your bills, spend what feels comfortable and available, then try to save what remains. But what remains is almost always nothing, because spending expands naturally to fill all available funds every time. You are not undisciplined by character or by nature in any fundamental or permanent way. You are simply operating inside a system that was structurally designed to leave you holding zero. Habit 3. Reverse budgeting. Pay yourself first. On the exact day your paycheck arrives in your account, an automated transfer fires before anything else. A fixed and predetermined amount moves immediately into a separate savings or investment account. This account is deliberately disconnected from your daily spending access and your visible checking balance. You never see those funds sitting available and tempting inside your checking account each morning. You never develop the psychological option to spend them casually on a small and quiet upgrade. You wake up to a checking account that already accurately reflects your true, available monthly spending budget. Your lifestyle compresses to fit that remaining figure without requiring daily, conscious restraint from you every moment. The first 2 weeks of this structure create genuine discomfort and a persistent feeling of restriction. Your brain generates persuasive and seemingly logical arguments about why the transfer amount should be smaller. It insists that you should restart this system next month when conditions are somehow more favorable. That internal voice is the exact mechanism that has maintained your empty savings account for years without interruption. You ignore it completely and refuse to reduce or cancel the automated transfer under any internal pressure. By week 3, something measurable and real shifts inside your daily financial behavior and perspective. You stop obsessively checking the savings account, looking for hidden permission to spend what sits inside it. You adjust your daily habits naturally around the available figure remaining in your checking account balance. The savings number grows slowly but visibly with each passing week, building on itself with perfect consistency. Watching that number increase generates a competing psychological reward that begins to genuinely rival the one that spending once provided exclusively. You are saving consistently now, through a system that operates automatically and quietly in your financial background. But a new threat surfaces from a direction you didn't fully anticipate from the previous habits. It comes from aspiration and from the way price tags look when completely disconnected from your real labor. You walk past an item and the tag reads $150 clearly. Your brain reads that as a manageable and proportionate figure relative to your current income. You have absorbed larger single costs before, without catastrophic financial consequences following immediately behind. The number looks small, reasonable, and morally justified when you're standing in front of it, but you are not reading the actual price being extracted from your life at all. You are reading the dollar amount while the real and irretrievable cost remains invisible beneath the surface. Habit 4. The cost per hour calculation. You calculate your real hourly wage with complete precision and absolutely no flattering adjustments. You take your monthly take-home pay after every tax and deduction has already exited the account. You divide that number by the total hours you genuinely worked, including commute time and daily preparation. The figure you arrive at is almost always significantly smaller than your initial going-in assumption. Now, standing in front of a $150 item, you stop asking if it is worth the price. You ask specifically how many working hours of your actual life are sitting on that price tag. You visualize a specific Tuesday afternoon at your desk, stuck in traffic, sitting in that particular meeting. You feel the full weight of that exchange, involving your limited and completely irreplaceable time. The item stops functioning as a simple price and becomes a direct transaction involving something you cannot ever recover. Most purchases survive the money test easily, and then fail the time test immediately and without exception. You carry this mental calculation everywhere you go, running it automatically before every significant spending decision you face. Your relationship with money transforms because it is now anchored to something finite and viscerally and personally felt. You are no longer managing an abstract number refreshing itself on a banking application screen. You are managing the documented and non-renewable hours of your one irreplaceable and finite life. The calculation actively rewires how you perceive and value every major purchase you encounter in real time. Your impulsive spending frequency drops measurably and visibly week after week without much effort. Your savings account grows steadily with each automated transfer that fires reliably on schedule. But one quiet and persistent category of spending remains completely untouched by every previous habit you have built. It hides inside your bank statement in absolute plain sight every single month without any disguise or complexity. It repeats automatically without ever requiring your renewed conscious approval or any active decision from you. It was once a reasonable and deliberate choice that silently became an automatic recurring extraction from your account. It is steadily draining your money right now, and you have not examined it directly in months. Habit 5. The invisible leak audit. Every 90 days, you sit down with your complete bank statement and give it your full, focused attention. You examine every single recurring charge with the patience and precision of a forensic investigator reviewing evidence. You search specifically for subscriptions, memberships, auto-renewing services, and small monthly fees you approved and forgot. What you find consistently produces a feeling of quiet and uncomfortable recognition settling inside your chest. There is the streaming service you replaced with a cheaper alternative, but never formally canceled or removed. There is the fitness application you downloaded during an ambitious motivation surge and haven't touched since the first week. There is the cloud storage upgrade you approved once during a single moment of mild and forgettable inconvenience. There is the premium tier of a digital tool you use exclusively on its basic, free features. Each individual charge appears minor and almost insultingly small when you view it in complete isolation. But lined up sequentially across your statement, the total monthly drain stops looking minor or dismissible in any way. You cancel every service you haven't actively opened within the past 30 days without negotiating with yourself internally. If you genuinely miss a canceled service later, you resubscribe at that moment as a fully deliberate and conscious decision. You apply this same audit logic to social spending by setting a fixed cash amount before leaving for any outing. Before any gathering, you decide precisely how much money you are willing to spend that night. When that specific amount is spent, your financial participation in the evening ends, regardless of what surrounds you. You don't match the next round, and you don't split a bottle you never wanted to order. You stop performing a lifestyle you are actively working to leave behind permanently and for good. The audit is a quarterly reckoning with the life you are actually living versus the subscriptions of a life you once imagined. When you close the statement after every cancellation is finalized, what arrives is not excitement or celebration. It is something quieter, steadier, and far more permanent than any dopamine hit you ever purchased or chased. The leaks are sealed and finished. The foundation finally holds without cracking. 3 days before payday, for the first time in longer than you are willing to admit out loud, your account is not at zero. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared.